Welcome to my channel Anime Land, a channel specializing in analyzing characters in the One Piece movie series. Certainly, in each of us, when we were kids, we all had dreams and aspirations. The protagonist of the One Piece series, Luffy, is no exception. As a child, he was forced by his grandfather to become a full-fledged Navy soldier. But with his stubbornness, Luffy definitely wants to be a pirate. And that wish was ignited more than when Luffy had a meeting with a red-haired uncle. That man made Luffy want to go out to sea when he was just a kid. And the image of a red-haired man with a lost left arm handing a straw hat to a 6-year-old boy in Fuchsia Village has become an unforgettable iconic image for every One Piece fan reader. That man is none other than red-haired Shanks, one of the four mighty four emperors of One Piece world. With the explosion of the movie One Piece Red, let's learn about the red-haired Yonko Shank with Anime Land. Shanks is commonly known by the nickname Red-Haired, the captain of the red-haired pirates, and one of the four emperors reigning over the New World. As a child he was an apprentice on the Pirate King's ship Gold D. Roger. Before sailing with his own pirates, Shank was a tall man with tanned water. Among the four former emperors, including Whitebeard, Kaido, and Big Mom, he is the one with the smallest stature and the most ordinary size. True to his name, Shanks the Red-Haired, he possesses distinctively red hair. There is an interesting fact about Shanks' hair: he is the only character to have his red hair colored in gray in the manga, rather than black or white, which is unique among all characters with similar hair color. Usually, on Shanks' face, there are 3 parallel scars running vertically at the top left corner of his left eye. He mentioned to Whitebeard that these wounds were given to him by Blackbeard. Shanks also lost his left arm while saving Luffy, the future captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, when he was still a normal child, to a Sea King. Shanks always appears wearing a long, high-collared black coat, and underneath, he dons a simple white shirt that exposes his chest and abs. He also wears plain brown trousers that slightly extend past his knees, along with a large red sash-like belt around his right hip to hold his sword. Overall, Shanks' appearance is modest and approachable. However, hidden behind that appearance is the terrifying power of one of the 4 infamous pirates who dominate the New World. In One Piece Red, we learn that when Shanks was just a 1-year-old infant, he was found by the pirate crew of Gold Roger inside a treasure chest at God Valley, the place that earned Garp the title of Hero of the Navy. It's truly miraculous how I survived, not knowing how, but in the end, I became a crew member of the pirate crew of Roger. When they were 9 years old, Shanks and Buggy were 2 apprentice pirates aboard Gold D. Roger's ship. They both participated in numerous big and small battles, as well as the crew's adventurous journeys. In the past, while apprenticing on Roger's ship, Shanks and Buggy held contrasting views and often argued about meaningless things. However, despite these differences, they remained a harmonious pair, frequently appearing together. This made Whitebeard, a great pirate, pay attention and remember that they had appeared in the battle between the Whitebeard pirates and Roger's crew. However, during a raid on an enemy ship, Roger's pirate crew obtained the Barabara Nomi Devil Fruit. Buggy also found a valuable treasure map and decided not to share it with anyone. After Shanks informed Buggy about the value of the Devil Fruit they had just discovered, which was worth 100 million belly, Buggy planned to take the Devil Fruit to sell it. Along with the treasure from the map, he would be able to establish his own pirate crew. But in the end, because of Shanks, Buggy accidentally swallowed the Devil Fruit and caused the treasure map to fall into the sea. It was also because of this incident that Buggy developed an intense hatred. After the battle with the Whitebeard pirates and the addition of Kazuki Oden to the Roger pirates, they finally discovered the location of the last island on the Grand Line, a place where no one had ever set foot before. However, because Buggy suddenly fell ill, Shanks decided to stay behind and take care of his friend. As a result, they were the members of the Roger Pirates who had not set foot on Laugh Tale and had no knowledge of what One Piece truly was. After reaching Laugh Tale, Roger disbanded the Roger Pirates and passed away. Shank, along with others, went on their separate paths. Shank offered Buggy to join his own crew, but he was turned down. During his journey, Yasopp was known as the first person recruited by Shanks into his crew. Afterward, about 2 years later, he rescued an island and adopted an orphan child named Yuta. During their adventures with their pirate crews, Shanks and Mihawk frequently engaged in epic battles with each other, and their clashes echoed throughout the entirety of the Grand Line. According to Who's Who, a former member of CP9, about 13 years ago, Shanks and his crew engaged in a fierce battle and managed to seize the Gomu Gomu no Mi Devil Fruit, which was being protected on a government ship. Shanks' true purpose behind stealing the Gomu Gomu no Mi Devil Fruit has not been revealed by ODA until now. However, his actions indirectly led to Who's Who's imprisonment and later becoming a member of Kaido's crew. After obtaining the Gomu Gomu no Mi Devil Fruit, Shanks and his crew took a break and enjoyed the atmosphere of Fusha Village. It was during this time that the story of One Piece begins, when Monkey D. Luffy meets Shanks and gradually becomes acquainted with the red-haired pirates. After Luffy ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi Devil Fruit and was thrown into the sea by Higuma, Shanks jumped into the water to protect the young boy. Shanks sacrificed his left arm, and he didn't think much of it as he entrusted the straw hat to Luffy, making a promise that Luffy would return it to him when he became a great pirate. The arm that Shanks left behind, along with the straw hat he gave to Luffy, are what he used to bet on the new age of pirates. An era of pirate history, centered around the boy from Fusha Village, Monkey D. Luffy. Shanks will mostly reappear in small moments throughout the story, such as attending parties with his crew members and having conversations with Mihawk about Monkey D. Luffy. He also meets with Whitebeard to warn him about the events involving Ace and Blackbeard, along with his crew members. The pinnacle moment is when he appears at the Marineford Summit War and puts an end to the entire battle. Noteworthy in recent developments, he was seen being able to meet and have direct discussions with the 5 elders at the Holy Land of Mary Geos to talk about the danger posed by a certain pirate. But what is the real status of Shanks? A pirate, for why is it easy to get in and out? Mary Geos meets the 5 elders, the most powerful people of the world government. And why does he have to meet them to discuss a dangerous pirate? Even though he is one of the earliest characters to appear in the series, Shanks' true past remains shrouded in mystery throughout over 1,000 chapters of the story. Many events and pieces of evidence have led many readers to associate this theory. In God Valley, 38 years ago, Rox D. Xebec engaged in a battle with both Roger and Garp. After defeating Xebec, the two characters discovered the existence of Shanks. With compassion and remorse for having just taken the lives of 3 children's father, they decided to take Shanks in and raise him. As of the time Shanks appeared in the series, it had been 39 years since that incident. Therefore, the theory is highly plausible. Continuing on this speculation, Oda has vividly portrayed Shanks' childhood story. After being taken in by Roger, Shanks became a member aboard the pirate ship. The following days of Shanks' life with Roger's crew were full of joy and happiness. If there were no connection, why would Roger take Shanks in and raise him? Therefore, this could also be considered a theory supporting the idea that Shanks is the son of Rox D. Xebec. Another piece of evidence that is often mentioned is when the One Piece film Red was screened, Oda confirmed the involvement of red-haired Shanks. If you observe the logo closely, readers can notice Shanks' scar located above the letter D in the word red. Is it possible that this is a hint from Oda to the fans that Shanks is a member of the D family? If it turns out to be true, the theory of Shanks being the son of Xebec would indeed have even more substantial evidence to support it. Unlike typical pirates, who are often combative and ruthless, Shanks is a man with an extremely laid-back, carefree, and adventurous personality. This carefree nature of Shanks was also evident from his early days as a rookie pirate on Roger's ship. He was always cheerful and innocent, which is in stark contrast to his friend Buggy, who was constantly irritable, cunning, and solely focused on personal gain. As the argument with Buggy might have been due to Shanks' stubbornness from a certain perspective, this aspect of Shanks' personality as a young pirate bears similarities to Luffy when he was still a child. The cheerful and carefree nature of Shanks is further exemplified by how he and his crew often appear during festive parties, thoroughly enjoying themselves. The allure of his company is so great that even serious characters like the world's greatest swordsman, Mihawk, willingly join in on the fun. Shanks thoroughly enjoys parties and can do so at any time and in any situation. During his visit to Whitebeard's ship, the Moby Dick, Shanks still carried a cask of sake that he deemed the finest, treating it as a feast to offer to Whitebeard. Besides being a simple, carefree, and jovial person, Shanks also has a set of rather complex moral principles. He strongly dislikes conflicts and strives to avoid them whenever possible. Therefore, Shanks believes that whenever his personal opinions differ from someone else's, no matter how close they may be, it is best to part ways. Buggy is perhaps the prime example of this. Despite being close friends as rookie pirates, they chose different paths and declined to join each other's pirate crews due to their differing ambitions. Shanks is naturally carefree, playful, and enjoys joking around. He intervened and stopped Kaido's pirate crew to prevent their interference in the battle, which would have caused chaos and affected Whitebeard, someone he deeply respects. And none other than him, who arrived at Marineford and put an end to this fierce battle, creating an escape route for the fellow members of the Whitebeard Pirates Alliance. Or most recently, while extremely angry, he unleashed a wave of Conqueror Haki, powerful enough to paralyze Blue Bull Admiral, because he took advantage of Luffy's group, Kid and Law, who were recovering from their recovery, to be able to capture them. According to the observations of the Five Elders, Shanks is a person who follows the path of peace. He does not actively seek out battles or troubles like other pirates. Shanks only steps in and fights when one of his friends is in danger. Even when his honor is trampled upon, Shanks still won't resort to violence, like when he let Higuma's actions slide against him. Shanks will only stand up and fight back if he truly has no other choice, always advocating for peaceful solutions and admiring brave individuals with high ideals of peace. Shanks protected and praised Kobe for showing tremendous courage in trying to stop a ruthless admiral like Akainu, aiming to end the war at Marineford. Shanks also possesses remarkable endurance and resilience beyond that of an ordinary person. From the early events in the series, when his arm was severed by a Sea King, he showed no signs of pain or concern, even though a substantial amount of blood was flowing from his lost arm. Speed is also one of the strengths of this Yonko, Shanks. He was able to timely intervene and stop Akainu's attack before he could kill Kobe, even though Shanks had just arrived at Marineford. Shanks' swordsmanship is incredibly skilled, even when he no longer has both of his arms. His swordsmanship was most notably demonstrated when Whitebeard mentioned that Shanks' past battles with the world's greatest swordsman, Mihawk, resonated throughout the entire world. Due to not possessing devil fruit abilities, it is natural that Shanks focuses on enhancing the power of his swordsmanship. He is also a master of Haki, one of the very few people in the world capable of using all three types of Haki: Observation Haki, Armament Haki, and Conqueror's Haki. The first time we saw this Yonko, Shanks, use Conqueror's Haki was against the Sea King that attacked Luffy. With just a stern look, he made the Sea King flee to ensure Luffy's safety. When Shanks boarded the Moby Dick, the ship of the world's strongest man, he rendered many of Whitebeard's crew members unconscious. Among the powerful members of the Whitebeard pirates, only a few of the division commanders were able to resist his power. Along with a few other members, some were able to withstand the pressure of the Conqueror's Haki emanating from Shanks. Jozu, the 3rd Division commander of the Whitebeard pirates, stated that without a strong and steady mindset, one would not be able to remain composed and face Shanks. Even Whitebeard himself praised the strength of Shanks' haki. Another example of the power of his conqueror's haki is that it is at least twice as strong as Luffy's at the time of the Fishman Island arc. In SBS One Piece Volume 65, Oda responded to a reader's question by stating that while Luffy can defeat 50,000 members of the new Fishman pirates, Shanks could take down all 100,000 members of the crew. Or recently, Shanks released a giant haki explosion that paralyzed a Navy admiral like the Green Cow, even though he was only near the Wano nation and had never entered the country. When Shanks' sword clashed with Whitebeard's sword, it split the sky in two. This is the most concrete evidence that Shanks can imbue his conqueror's haki into his attacks. Shanks also wields armament haki with great mastery, though it may not be showcased as much as his conqueror's haki. He can effortlessly block Akainu's magma-infused punch with it. The strength of Shanks' haki is enough to potentially defeat Ace, inflict harm on Jinbe, and even Whitebeard. Indeed, just by demonstrating that, it shows that Shanks' proficiency in using armament haki can be ranked among the world's most outstanding individuals. Lastly, there is observation haki, which is the least frequently seen type of haki in the series. Not only Shanks but also other characters have demonstrated the use of this haki. In the manga will be able to use observation haki so proficiently that even though he is far away from Wano, he can still sense the strange presence of the Green Bull Admiral easily, and then emit Conqueror haki to paralyze this admiral. In summary, despite being one of the early introduced and prominent characters in the series, Shanks and the events surrounding him remain a mystery yet to be fully explained. Let's look forward to the upcoming developments in One Piece to see what secrets the one-armed uncle of Luffy, Shanks, is still hiding. In the video, there might be a few mistakes or opinions that are not appropriate. You can leave your feedback or suggestions in the comments section below.